consider this pandemic as also a threat to your mental health. Hello guys! Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Sam Fabregas, and what you're going to watch for today is not a song cover. Honestly, I didn't saw this coming too because my YouTube channel was intended only for my song covers. But this past few days, I've been thinking about how will I make my quarantine productive using my expertise and knowledge about the current issues today. And so, lately, God is telling me to really share His Word using the new platforms that I have, and also to help people find hope in this time of uncertainty. Anyway, welcome to the first episode of Sometimes series. So why sometimes? Why is it called sometimes? I just do it in a creative way, pero sometimes, like minsan, ganun. Because whenever we reflect or realize something, we tend to use the word sometimes, minsan, and so on. Moving on. So first, I would like to give a bit of background about myself. I'm a registered psychometrician. I'm a graduate of BS Psychology, and I'm currently taking up my master's degree in guidance and counseling. I have experiences in conducting individual and group counseling, and also in conducting seminars, awareness, and prevention programs. And lastly, I'm a mental health advocate. So disclaimer lang, no, before we really start this series or our topic, the information provided in this vlog were based on some researches, studies, and even it could be based on my own experiences and on my own advices based on the things that I've learned. Today, we will be talking about how we can deal with our overwhelming stress during this crisis. So, based on the World Health Organization, COVID-19 pandemic caused or generates stress to the people around the world. So, some of us, or we are all aware that it is already a threat to our physical health, and it's risky for us, diba, for our physical health. But some of us are not aware that it is also a threat to our mental health. That may cause us to develop mental health disorders or being unstable in this time of pandemic. That's why they advise that people should establish considerations to provide support, especially in mentally or mental health of an individual and psychosocial being of an individual. Enough with the researches and studies. Let's check on our own selves. Now, I would like to ask you this question. Kamusta ka? What are the things that keeps you busy during this quarantine? Especially to the students out there and to those who were in a work from home setup, or those who were struggling because of having no idea on what you'll be facing tomorrow. Maybe, by asking you this question, I know there are a lot of things that you want to say or you want to express, or maybe by asking you this question, maraming nag-pop up sa head mo, but if kaharap kita or kausap kita right now, you will answer my question by just simply saying, okay lang, okay naman, oks lang, carry lang. Even though there are a lot of thoughts that were stuck there inside your mind. Quarantine leads us to a lot of reflections and realizations. And sometimes it creates either overthinking or giving or gaining your self-assurance about your future. Where it leads to my very first point on how will you deal with overwhelming stress, or how will you deal with your overthinking in this time of crisis. Quarantine leads us to a lot of realizations and reflections that sometimes creates either overthinking or gaining yourself an assurance of your future. So first point, you should establish a strong social support. This is very important, lalo na sa mga araw na to, lalo na sa mga times na to. Strong social support will be your outlet for you to express what you are feeling right now. back in the days where everything is normal, where we could go outside and bond with our friends and best friends, that's when the time na nai-express pa natin yung sarili natin, na kaya pa nating sabihin yung mga bagay na nasa mind natin. Or by just simply catching up with them or talking with them, somehow ito yung nagiging outlet natin. And then, after our bonding, after ng labas natin yun, we could go again and face another day to work or to face stress, diba? Ang life, marami naman talagang stress, especially sa mga working. And even if you are a student, marami naman talaga tayong ginagawa sa life. But, yung mga times na nakakapag-bond tayo with other people, that's the time na na-express natin yung sarili natin. And somehow, nagiging outlet natin yun para malabas yung mga stress na meron tayo inside. I hope, even though we have this called distance, our relationship doesn't stop there. Even though we are not physically present, we can still give them emotional and social support. Nowadays, we have a lot of platforms for us to be present even though we're not really physically present, diba? There are a lot of things to do, or by using the social media, marami tayong ways or means para maparamdam natin sa tao that we are still there, even though not physically present. By using video chats, voice messages, and etc. My point is, find someone to talk to. Late night talks doesn't mean it should be spent with someone special, your lover, or whatever label you have with that person. Social support doesn't limit to your friends, but it can also be your family. There's a time, that it's healthy for us to be alone, or there's a time that it's healthy for us to have our own me time. Own na nga, me time pa. Our me time. Especially if we are overwhelmed with a lot of people around us. But also, we have to admit that we cannot carry our burdens alone. Because sometimes, we have to let it out to protect our inner peace. And for those people na nilalapitan ng someone na gusto lang mag-open up, or may mga problema silang dala, and ikaw yung taong gusto lang nilang mag-open up sa'yo. May mga tao kasi na kapag sinabing, ang dami nga nag-open up sa akin ng problems hindi naman ako marunong mag-comfort, or hindi ko naman alam kung anong mga sasabihin ko sa mga ganun, hindi naman ako magaling sa mga advices. But, the truth is, sometimes, you don't have to say any word. Minsan, hindi mo kailangan may sabihin. Hindi mo kailangan magsalita. Dahil what they only need is someone who will validate their feelings. Someone who will not judge them. Going back about how quarantine leads us to realizations and reflections. So, sometimes, diba, it could lead us to either overthinking or gaining some reassurance for ourselves na everything will be okay. So, it's your choice. It's really your choice. And that leads to number 2. Number 2, think about happy thoughts. It's always good to look forward more than looking backwards and regret the things that you've done in the past. Kung tatanungin mo kung ano ba yung mga happy thoughts na sinasabi ko, well, ikaw lang yung makakapagsabi nun kung ano yung mga bagay na nakakapagpagaan ng loob mo. But one thing is for sure, be hopeful and look forward. Huwag ka mag-alala, baka kasi sometimes iniisip natin na expectations, pag nag-expect ka ng masyadong mataas, mag-fail ka, or ma-fail lang yung expectations mo, or pinapaasa mo lang yung sarili mo. But the answer is no. There are a lot of things happening in the present that you can't comprehend or understand. Why? Why is it happening? But always know that God is preparing something greater for you along the way. All you have to do is to entrust your future to the author of life. For sure, meron kang moment sa life mo na nasabi mo na, Kaya pala nangyari yun. Buti na lang nangyari yun. Kasi kung hindi yun nangyari, hindi ko alam kung paano ko i-deal tong situation na to. Or kung hindi yun nangyari, wala ako dito ngayon. For sure, meron kang mga moments sa life mong ganun. And that's the time na na-realize mo na may purpose lahat kung bakit nangyari. As well as this pandemic. Sa tingin mo, ano kaya yung tinuturo sa'yo ng pandemic na to? Number 3, explore something new. Even though nasa bahay ka lang, you can still do a lot of things that somehow that will keeps you busy. Diba? Yung mga bagay na, naaalala mo ba yung mga bagay na sinasabi mo na, I'm not into blank. Like, I'm not into cooking I'm not into baking Maybe it's time for you to give it a try. Things that will keep you busy, and of course, make sure that it's socially acceptable. Of course. Some took this opportunity to learn something like joining webinars and attending crash courses. Diba? Aside from doing Netflix and chill, why not make yourself more productive? You can also have activities na magi-involve with your family that will create a strong bond with your family. So there are a lot of things that maybe you want to give it a try, no, na mga activities even though nasa bahay ka lang. Even gardening, doing some paintings, and etc. Number 4, of course, count your blessings. I know how hard it is to practice optimism in this time of pandemic. But instead of dwelling on the negative things or negative side of this situation, it would make you feel great if you just think of what are the things that you are grateful for. Especially for today. What are the things that you are grateful for? Small blessings or big blessings, it's still a blessing that comes from the Lord. I'm thankful for 3 times akong kumakain every day, for the provision that God is giving us for our finances, and of course, being hired in the midst of this quarantine is really a blessing. It's really a great blessing. Again, I would like to emphasize this. When you start counting your blessings, that's when the time you will see how great God is. And that's when the time you'll be able to enjoy little things in life. You'll appreciate it more when you start seeing these little things or little blessings that you have in life. By just having your family, by just having your shelter, by just having your family na walang sakit and you are safe inside your houses, it's a blessing. Mga blessings na sometimes nakakaligtaan natin or we fail to see it. But when you start counting your blessings, that's when the time you'll be able to enjoy everything you have in life. What I've shared is just some of the practical things that can declutter your thoughts inside your head, especially in eliminating the overwhelming stress that you're feeling during this quarantine. There were still a lot of things that you can do. Again, strong social support, happy thoughts, explore something new, or find at least an outlet that can ease your stress. And of course, count your blessings. It's the matter of how we see and how we process the things that is happening around us. You know what? Being unstable in this pandemic, no one is exempted. Even the mental health professionals, they could experience it. That's why consider this pandemic as also a threat to your mental health. One thing I want to share before I end this video. For those who have fear, worries, and doubts for the unknown things that might happen in the future, always remember Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. I would like to emphasize the two promises that God wants you to remember from now on. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. We may face pandemic right now. You might feel down because of how COVID-19 ruined all your plans. Planuhin mo man ng sobra yung life mo, God has stored something greater and bigger for you. Madedelay man ang mga pangarap mo ngayon, pero matutupad pa din. The reason behind it, walang nakakaalam. Even me, I don't know. Even you, hindi mo rin malalaman. But later on, you will realize why this is happening. What is our sometimes for today? Sometimes, certain scenarios will confuse you and you will not understand it for a while. But later on, you will just thank God because He just saved you from a bigger trouble in your life. Truly, He's our ever-present help in times of trouble. If nakaabot ka sa part na to, I would like to say thank you for listening and I hope you have learned something for today. Especially maraming salamat sa pag-support sa very first episode ng Sometimes series. And reminder lang to take care of your mental health as well as you take care of your physical health. And always remember that you are loved, you are strong, and you matter. See you in the next episode of Sometimes series. Please hit the like button if you like this video. And if nagustuhan niyo po tong video na to or gusto niyo i-continue ko pa yung paggawa ng mga videos na katulad ng ganito, or if you have some suggestions of the topics that you want to tackle for the next video, just comment it down below. Thank you guys! Thank you for supporting me. And keep breathing everyone! Keep safe!